What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Easy work, like I said before. You ain't gonna, I guess close up one, you ain't gonna do shit. Speaking of not doing shit, make sure you do not click on this video without hitting the like button and the subscribe button. Now, Floyd Mayweather, he was on ESPN's First Take today. He had a lot to talk about. This is the Floyd that I like to see, because this reminds me of the pretty boy Floyd days where he was like, Oscar, you a bitch. You know what I'm saying? He was just saying whatever. He was very candid. He was very outspoken on this particular episode. And they had him in the back room, pause. And he had even more stuff that wasn't aired on national TV. He had some strong things to say. He said that Virgil Hunter is not a good trainer. He said that Andre Ward lost to Kovalev. And you guys clicked on the title of this video. Another thing Floyd Mayweather said, aside from the Conor McGregor, which I'll probably do a separate video about, he said that Canelo, I was born ready. My head. My heart. Canelo Alvarez would knock out Gennady Golovkin. Drum roll, please. Dun, dun, dun. So I want to know from you guys, do you agree with Floyd? Now, shout out to ESPN. This is their link. I can't put the clip in the video for copyright reasons. You got to make sure your channel is on the up and up. And I don't know if this is copyrighted from ESPN, but I'll put the link in the description of the snippet. It's on my Instagram. You guys could listen for yourself so you hear verbatim what Floyd said. And this is just kind of my thoughts. It's a good fight. I don't know who I would pick, Canelo or Triple G, but one thing Floyd Mayweather that I said, that a lot of people have said, is based on the Kell Brook performance, Triple G exposed some vulnerabilities. Now, I don't know, I can only speak for myself. When I'm saying exposed, I'm not saying he clearly won the fight and he obviously broke Kell Brook's eye socket. So there's different ways to be exposed. You can win and still be exposed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can expose somebody's weakness even if you lose. Like, for example, Mickey Bay was clearly beating John Molina, right? And I don't believe in lucky punches and this and that, right? John Molina, he lured him out of the game plan that Mickey Bay had, and he knocked him out in the 12th and final round. Now, obviously, it wasn't a strong performance from John Molina. And to me, you could say what John Molina struggles with was exposed in that fight, even though he won the fight, right? Now, I'm not comparing Triple G, just you got to take the example with a grain of salt. I'm not saying that directly parallels to Triple G versus Brook, because obviously that was a more competitive fight and it wasn't just one-sided for 11 rounds, right? But the point is still the same. John Molina won that fight, but we still seen something that gives him problems. So you could say he was exposed in that. He struggles with boxers. And moving forward with his career, he fought Adrian Broner, athletic, speedy guys with a rhythm and boxing ability. He struggled with Broner. And then I covered his fight with Terrence Crawford. He struggled with that. You know what I'm saying? And then he lost and got stopped in that fight. So that's what some people don't realize. Even in a loss, you could still, or a win, you could still be exposed, right? Because it's exposing something. Do you know what the word expose means? Like, I'm not gonna break down the actual Webster's definition, but to me, expose is to like show somebody. Expose is not necessarily just how some people use it in boxing. That's just my perspective. Like, a lot of words, cherry picker and exposed, and you know what I mean? People overuse and abuse these words, but expose has different meaning, at least to me. You can expose, like I used to date this girl named Megan, and I had never had sushi before. She was a big sushi buff. She's like, I know this place. It's, shout out to Sacramento. It's called Tokyo Froze. And they have these cool names for the rolls, like the Biggie Smalls. It's real. It's like Puff say. You know what I'm saying? They had these cool, like the Tupac Shakur roll and cool names. Anyway, I went, tried it. I liked it. and it's been on and popping ever since. And this was years ago, and I love sushi now to this day, right? So it's safe to say that Megan exposed me to sushi, right? So I actually did pull it up. Exposed, laid open to view, unconcealed, susceptible to attack, vulnerable. So that's the actual definition, clinical definition of exposed. And I think that actually applies to Golovkin Brooks. So I agree with Floyd Mayweather. Laid open to view, unconcealed. Because previously, for the most part, Golovkin in his previous victories, he's been plowing through guys. I was at his fight with Dominique Wade, and it was 2 rounds of destruction. Knockdown in the first round, finished the show in the second round. So a lot of guys didn't have any terms of success. Meanwhile, Kell Brook, like Floyd's saying, is a welterweight who traveled up all this weight. And even though the weight, I told you guys would be a problem, Kell Brook has skills. He has the skill and ability. And notice some people are saying that was Golovkin's toughest fight, or the fight where he showed the most chinks in his armor. A skilled guy moving up. So to me, I agree with Floyd that is being exposed, because that's kind of exposing a lot of your past competition as not having the skill set or the style that is going to give you the most problems. And it took a welterweight to move up to show those chinks in your armor and show that you could get hit with the uppercut or in close. If you let your hands go and have some type of pop, then you might be able to look good. If you have a defense and you can miss Golovkin's punches, they're not coming at you that fast. Golovkin is good because he's offensive and he has accuracy, pinpoint accuracy, so he knows how to place his shots. He has a change-up thing going where he doesn't put the mustard and the steam on every single shot and load up. That's why he's good, but it's not from speed. It's not because he's like an athletic, fast, like bop bop bop. You know what I'm saying? The shit I seen Roy Jones Jr. do, that was speed. Like he was like from 3 feet out, and then he'll close the distance really quick and hit you with a leaping uppercut. That stuff is not ordinary, bro. That's not normal stuff, right? So I agree with what Floyd is saying. I don't know if I agree that Canelo will knock him out, but based on the Kell Brook fight, that showed me something in Triple G in his package, and it made the Canelo fight that much more interesting, because we know Canelo has good upper body movement and skill and does better when fighters come straight to him, and that's what Golovkin has showed to do. So if you have some defense, you have some athleticism, hand speed, these are all things Canelo has that Kell Brook has, and it's in a bigger package. And arguably, fuck that, I don't even think it's arguably. I love Kell Brook, but to me, another advantage for Canelo is on top of him being acclimated to higher than 147 and being a big dude when he rehydrates, is he has better punch variation. Like, you guys don't have to take my word for it. Watch James Kirkland. That was a slaughter. But the thing that Canelo was doing that was wicked was the punches. He would bowl a punch up the middle. Then he'll hit you with the headshot. Then he'll go down to your body twice, left and right. Bow, bow. Then he'll go back upstairs. That's hard to defend. Just literally watch the Kirkland fight, right? Watch the Kirkland fight, and you'll see Kirkland's body like swaying. They even did this thing where they took Canelo out of the frame some kind of way, and it looked like a ghost was beating up on James Kirkland. It's like some viral video I seen, and his punch variety was sick, and it's hard to defend against that. And some people are like, oh, but James Kirkland. I'm not saying Golovkin is James Kirkland. Obviously, he's a much better fighter totally than James Kirkland. But neither guy is really known for a defense or head movement. You know what I'm saying? And that makes the fight interesting. Again, this is not a prediction video. I might pick Golovkin if the fight is ever made, but I'm not in the business of wasting my time. If the fight's not getting made, then I'm not doing those 7 reasons and giving my predictions, because it's a waste of time. You know what I mean? If I did that for every fight, Brandon Rios versus Gamboa, and then the fight never came off to this day. Mikey Garcia versus Gamboa, the fight never happens. that's a waste of time. You got to be efficient. Tyson Fury versus David Haye, and then the fight never happens. So if and when the fight is made, I'll do an official prediction. But that's what Floyd Mayweather had to say about the issue, and that's kind of my thoughts. I don't know as far as the knockout. Golovkin looks to have a beard, and he seems tough mentally and physically. So I don't know if Canelo would knock him out, like Floyd is saying. And the ESPN dude kind of corny, man. Like, he's like, whoa, whoa. Like, you know what I mean? When Floyd is saying that. There's a lot of casuals in this boxing world, man. It's realistically what Floyd said was not even that dramatic. That's why we want to see the fight. Again, Canelo has a potential to possibly knock out Golovkin. I mean, that's what I'm saying. A lot of you guys are casuals. You think Golovkin is this like robot sent from the future and indestructible. There's no fighter out there. I'll tell you you name the toughest fighter, and I'll tell you when they got stopped. You know what I mean? Obviously it has to be somebody who's from the past, but there's been tons of tough guys that got stopped. Costa Zeus stopped Julio Cesar Chavez, right? Roberto Hands of Stone has been stopped. Like, it don't matter how tough you are. There's tons of people that got stopped that were known for. Margarito granted chinned ass. Shane Mosley blasted him. You know what I mean? So it's not that inconceivable what Floyd is saying. So all them extra sound effects and stuff, like ESPN don't really know what they're talking about. Like when it comes to boxing, and that's just straight up. A lot of people I've seen them say stuff, and I don't know. And then it's funny because Floyd's on their network and they be bashing him sometimes. And this dates back from before the Pacquiao fight was made with Brian Kinney and stuff like that. And Mayweather versus Berto, it ruined boxing. Boxing will never be the same. His legacy is over. Pacquiao's fighting Jeff Horn in Australia, and that's just, it's a tune-up fight, you idiot. Jeff Horn is good. How good is Jeff Horn, man? Like, who's ever even watched 2 or 3 of his fights? You know what I mean? And you could be good against low-level opposition. Is when you step up. That's what's going to determine it. Anyway, back to what Floyd said. Canelo Triple G. It's a good fight. You guys let me know if Canelo knocks him out. But as the fight, I'm telling you guys, at first, I was like, man, Golovkin too big, too strong. Yeah, he's going to break Canelo down. And I might still lean towards that. But as the fight, as more stuff happens, I'm really starting to, because Canelo's developing. And like, this is one thing, I'm not saying I condone cherry picking or fighting the wrong level opposition. But I will tell you this. Canelo has had a fairly light schedule, especially in 2016, fighting Amir Khan. Like, I mean, Amir Khan was outboxing him, but I don't think he was ever hurt in the fight. I don't think Amir Khan had enough snap to hurt Canelo, right? So it's not much wear and tear, because you've seen, as soon as Khan starts slow up, you've seen what happened in the 5th and 6th round, right? Liam Smith, Canelo got hit a little bit, but he was breaking his man down. But again, I'm not saying I condone taking all these light touches, but what that does do it affords you the opportunity to work on stuff. If you're constantly fighting the best of the best and top level competition, then you don't really have a chance to work on anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, Keith Thurman's last 2 bouts, Sean Porter and Danny Garcia. You don't really get a chance to practice anything. You got to be on your A game, because Porter plays no games. Danny Garcia is a good fighter. He's not coming down there to lay down. You know what I mean? He's undefeated too. Versus Danny Garcia, you look at him, he's had some Petersons. His last fight was Samuel Vargas. That gives you a chance to acclimate and to get a feel for this, or, you know what I mean, practice things you learned in training camp and stuff like that. It's a little bit different, as opposed to if you take a tough fight, top competition one after another, you can't really make any errors. You can't really practice what you learn. Whatever you practice in training camp, you better be efficient at it. Otherwise, these dudes will take your head off. So that's, as the fight gets closer, like to possibly come into reality, Canelo and Triple G, I've seen an improving Canelo, and I might end up switching and going to Canelo. I got to see. But the Jacobs tough. That's a tough test. If Golovkin goes in there and bombs Jacobs out and it looks like it ain't shit, then I don't know. I might keep my initial pick of Golovkin over Canelo. It just depends, but that's the beauty of boxing. Let me know what you guys think of Floyd Mayweather's comments. Canelo will knock out Triple G. Do you agree or disagree? Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.